But if we do not know how to release the buttons control you. Now, how many of you are aware of and know what hypnosis is? How many of you seen the hypnosis show? Like, you know, the hypnotist will put everybody in trance and they'll act and perform different things. And then one of them, he may say to one of them, said, now, when I say the color blue, and every time I say the color blue, you will quack like a duck. Right? And then he'll bring them out of trance and they'll all go sit down. And then he'll say, you know, the other day I was looking at this girl who had blue eyes, and he goes, quack, 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 quack. And he goes, why am I doing this? Right? And then later on, he's, you know, and later on in part of the show, and he said, yeah, and this guy who had a blue car, quack, 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 quack. Or maybe when you're driving down the road and a song will play on the radio, and you begin to quack, 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 quack. Or maybe when you're sitting at the dinner table and there's something inside you says, you have to clean everything on that plate right now. You cannot throw that food away. Quack, quack, quack. And then when you interact with somebody else in your world at work, and then for some reason you finding yourself quack, quack, quack. Why does it happen? Because inside of us, or unconscious, we have learned from our experiences. Do you know what I'm talking about? The problem is, most people do not know how to get rid of the buttons. You know, when you go to the jukebox and you hit K9, and all of a sudden, that song that you know that plays, and as it plays, you start to feel your feelings. Now, somebody else may say, well, I just hate that song. But it doesn't matter to you because you have your emotions and your feelings attached to the song. Now, the deal is, if you have no skills of changing how you feel, everything outside you in the world will have power over you. Now, I don't know if you like that idea, but if you have no skills, you can't change it. You'll have to suffer through it. You're going to have to tough it out. And just like in the office, that boss that walks in, she barks her orders. And there's 10 of you in the room. But you're the one who throws her pen down. You're the one who walks over to the Coke machine and gets your Coke and your 2 candy bars. And you go downstairs and you go outside and you're drinking and eating and smoking, trying to escape the feelings you took downstairs with. Isn't that right? Whose problems are they? Yours. But in our culture, we have this many skills to releasing and truly letting go. And that's one of the things that I help people develop, learn skills to release and let it go. Do you realize that most of our problems are all created from within you? So that means when you look in the mirror, while you're shaving, putting your makeup on, hopefully not at the same time, the problem is looking right back at you. And the solution, because it's you. So what I want to do is give you skills. Now, how many of you realize that makes sense logically? All push buttons are yours, and all your problems are generated from within you. And while I'm at the restaurant with my wife at the time, I'm standing there at Quiznos, and I'm thinking, you know, Anna, I think I have a coupon for this meal. You mind going out in the car and get it? So she went out to the car, and at that time, I had painted a 1974 Dodge Charger. It was a baby blue at the time, and I stripped it out, painted it panther pink. I mean, bright panther pink. It had a black wing on the back, a black vinyl roof, and a blacked out bulge hood on the front. Black interior. The doors are about like this, and they're weighed about 50, 100 pounds for a 5-foot girl, and 100 pounds. And she opened this door, and she broke her fingernail. As she walked in the room, I saw my father's look on her face. And right there at the counter, I changed it forever. I released it with a simple technique. It is so simple, it seems bizarre. It really does seem bizarre because, I've had many people said, now, Robert, I teach a tapping process. How many of you had not heard of what tapping is? Do not know what tapping is? Okay. I will show you what tapping is. All it is a simple relaxation technique. All it is a technique that empowers you and also releases and changes and reprograms the buttons installed. So let me help you understand the buttons. Okay, the button is basically an old program installed from a past experience. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, the interesting thing is, what is real? How many of you realize that you woke up this morning, right? Is that true? Woke up and you took a shower and you dressed yourself, I hope. Yeah, everybody dressed themselves. And then of course you ate and you went to work, you did whatever you did, and then all of a sudden you find yourself here, right? Now I want you to realize something. You're not at home this morning right now, are you? No, you're not asleep, you're not laying in bed, but I want you to understand something. If you remember it now, it's an internal creation. Does that make sense? What is real? Right now you can hear my voice, isn't that right? Right now you can hear the sounds in the room, isn't that correct? Right now you can feel where you're sitting at. Right now you can feel your shoes, isn't that correct? You can hear my voice and you can hear the tonality. You may even notice different sensations you feel. This moment is the only thing real. Does that make sense? All right, now here's the real problem. Sometimes when we go back to the past, say something that happened to us at 5 years old, or 10 years old, or 30 years old, or 15 years old, and as we start to remember, all of a sudden we start to feel those emotions and those feelings and those sensations right now as if they were real. Isn't that true? Okay. Now you have to realize, first of all, you cannot ever go back to 5 years old. You're too old for it. Do you realize that? You can't even wear those clothes. You'd look silly trying to wear them. You may put them on your head, and that's about as close as you can get to a 5-year-old clothes. You understand that? But when you go back to it and you start to recreate, re-experience, and feel as if it were real, that is a state called a trance. And you feel it as if it was real right now. But it's not real. The problem is that in our lives, we operate from one trance to another trance. And if you have a lot of bad trances, guess what you're going to have? A lot of bad experiences. Does that make sense? Okay, what makes the memory of the past seem real? First of all, you realize you're here. You're not thinking about it at all, are you? Not think about me, think about my pink shirt or whatever you want to look at. Yellow shirt, red shirt, whatever it is. Now, when you think about right now, and you can notice the temperature in the room, right? Right? Now, this is a real moment right now. But let's test this. I want you to think of a memory that has a good feeling, a good time. It could be the day that, the day you held your little baby the first time, or the day you got married, the day you divorced, or the day you won something, or just a pleasant, good experience. I want you to, everybody, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and I want you to go back and remember something that makes you feel good. Just remember anything. And by the way, you can go anywhere because this is the privacy of your own mind. Remember something that makes you feel good. Now, what I want you to notice something that occurs when you do that. First of all, in your mind, you probably see an image, isn't that right? And as you see the image, how many of you notice that you can feel it? Right now, isn't that true? All right. Who created this? Did I do it? It's yours. So this is your power. You went back to the past and you recreated, remembered, and felt that good feeling right now. Isn't that true? And by the way, you know what you just did? You felt good for no reason. Just think, if you were feeling bad and you said, hey, I'd like to feel good for no reason, how can I do that? All you have to do is go back to the memory, step back into it, recall, and all of a sudden the sensations and the feelings are there. What makes it seem real? First of all, in your mind you have a picture. Secondly, You notice what always happens when you think of something? The body follows. Isn't that true? All right, the body is basically the organs responding to your thoughts. That means the organs is your heart, right? You can feel it in your heart, you feel it in your stomach, you feel it all over. All your organs are creating the sensation. Isn't that true? That's how you know it feels good, and that's why it has a sensation. You feel it.